G'day guys, welcome back to another episode. Yeah, finally got the boat back home. Stringers are done. Stringers, bulkheads, all that's all done. So I've brought the boat home to paint all the inside of the hull. And yeah, so paint that all up and then get it back to him by Monday, which today's Friday. So yeah, I'll give you guys a look and show you what's going on. Yeah, I didn't want to film at the workshop, everything else. So basically now you're going to see is it's all in place. So yeah. So couldn't find any jar, the lengths that I wanted and the lengths that he was going to use. So we ended up going with H3 pine. So obviously yeah, it's all done, it's all in. New fuel tank will sit in here. Inside there, I've got a new 180 litre fuel tank, fiberglass tank instead of a stainless or aluminium. Thought about going stainless, but trying to keep the build down a little bit on the budget side of things because it's starting to get a little bit out of hand, shall we say. I knew it was going to be expensive regardless, so yeah, so the plan is now, yeah, I'll get the vacuum cleaner out, we're going to vacuum everything up on the inside. And then, so instead of having a sunken floor, now we've done a boxed out section in here. So the bilge pump is sitting there, that's going to be the only area that's going to be open for where all the water's going to drain. Instead of having two bungs, it's going to be the one. And then we're going to drop a bung on the side there, bung on the back, bung on the other side in case if there is any water underneath. So, and then hopefully paint it Saturday, give it a chance to cure, and then on the back of the ute over there is buoyancy foam. This boat didn't have any before, so gonna put it all back in. Yeah, just to put it in there to make it safer. So you know, if we do hit something, it won't actually sink to the bottom of the ocean. It will still, you know, it will sink, but you know what I mean. It'll stay buoyant on top of the water. It won't actually go to the bottom of the ocean. So yeah, the only thing is now with the fuel tank going there, because the fuel tank's level with the top of the deck, we couldn't get it any lower. We're gonna have to run now the fuel line through the bulkhead, through that bulkhead, and up on the edge of the bow there on that side. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit more longer for run for the fuel for the pickup. I won't have enough room to come up that way and then up because we won't have enough drop to fill it. And then obviously there'll be another inspection patch here for the fuel sender and another one around the transducer for there. So being Friday afternoon now, we're just going to go through and just vacuum up all the loose dust, and I'll show you the paint that I'll be using. I'm not using flow coat, I'm using international based paint 1180 white. It's more of a marine grade paint because I work in the painting industry and everything else. I've done a little bit of research on it. Apparently it's a little bit better than using the flow coat. It's going underneath anyway, you're not going to see it's white. But then hopefully I'm going to sand all around here, all the way around to the back, and we're going to paint that and the bottom underside of the deck as well before it gets put in, and the top of the deck all with this 1180. So I'll show you what it looks like. It's very, very bright. So that's what we'll be using. It's a 2-pack product. So yeah, we'll trial it out. The guy at the shop reckons he reckons it'd probably be better. He was going to flow coat everything, but yeah, we'll give the 1180 a crack and then yeah, see how it turns out. So yeah, first order of business, I'm just going to go through, like I said, vacuum all of it all up, and then tomorrow morning we'll get into the painting. We're just, like I said, we're only going to paint up to the, or all the top of the deck except for where the new timber is going to line up with the outer edge. So you still need a glass timber on top of that. So everything else from the top down will be painted. Same with the transom. Transom's only going to come up to the top of the timbers because obviously we've got to glass the floor up to that. And then once the floor's done, I'll have it back home again. And then paint the whole top and everything else, and then paint obviously that edge as well, and the transom. Now I wasn't going to paint the transom, but due to the holes and everything else have been bogged up and everything else, we're going to sand it all back. Might get to that Sunday. If not, that'll be on another weekend job, but that'll get painted once the top's back on and everything else. So because now, oh bugger, I forgot to get that other piece he wanted me to cut out for him. Next week now. Anyway, so too busy talking and then it got sidetracked. Anyway, doesn't matter. So that's the plan. So I'm going to go through now. I'll get the vacuum cleaner. We'll just vacuum and sweep all this up so it's ready for tomorrow. Get all the prep ready, which is pretty much right. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. there. She's ready to go. I was going to keep sanding. I thought, oh, got time, but it's going to take a lot longer than I thought it was to bloody, only about half an hour. Just do that little section there. But you can still see, when you look at it, I might take a little bit more off. I don't know if you can make it out. So the colour, there's two different colours. The white bits are the bits where I've sanded it, and the dark bits, you can see all the pitting in it. So might have to do a bit more sanding, probably go to 80 grit and then down to a 60 just to yeah, give it a good etch so the paint will stick to it. But that's a Sunday problem anyway. I want to do the floor, focus on the floor tomorrow and Sunday, and if I have time then I'll start sanding the walls on Sunday. But yeah, we'll see how it plans out. Yeah, like I said, we'll focus on this. And now it's all vacuum, it's ready to rock and roll. I might go over it one more time tomorrow morning before we start painting. But yeah, bloody humid, I'll give you that hot tip. Bloody Wednesday was a magic day, Thursday was a magic day, and then today's dark, gloomy and sprinkling as well. So anyway, no fishing this weekend again, so for me. But yeah, I hope the last couple of weeks everyone's been getting out, getting a good feed of fish anyway. So yeah, till tomorrow, catch you out next time. Peace. Alrighty, that's a wrap for the painting today. I've just stopped recording because there's just so much painting going on flat out. So we've done a first little dust coat, thin coat, as you saw at the beginning. The second coat, we just bombed it on pretty thick. So I'm probably not going to paint the deck this colour because it's the top of it's kind of bright. So, but yeah, where she is. So we've just stopped it obviously at the top of that because obviously the floor is going to come across, and yeah, so she's quite bright. So I'll just put her out in the sun for a bit just to get it a bit more tackier before I put it away before tomorrow, before I start putting the foam in. I need it to dry. Hopefully it'll be alright, but yeah, I'll bring you around the other side. So yeah, as you can see, all in there. Tomorrow I'll be going through, just checking under all the timbers, underneath every single one, just to make sure I didn't miss anything before I put the foam in, because I just want to make sure it's all covered and everything's, just try and minimise more water going in. So the whole idea of this is just to give a bit more waterproofing, basically, just to try and prolong it as long as I can from water to get to the timber. Probably the only bad side to it is you won't see if there's any wood rot behind the paint. But yeah, that's the whole idea of this aspect. So we'll see how it plans out and then we'll go from there. So till tomorrow, take it easy and I'll catch you out there next time. Peace.